Hello, my name's James. I'm a portrait photographer from Portsmouth in the UK. You've probably not heard of me. This is part 2 of the Riot Cabaret Rumble from the Clapham Grand in London. And this is a video I've been putting off for some time, probably due to PTSD. This is the entrance of Mr Blobby. Now, if you're an American, you probably don't know what a blobby is, really. There's no real way to explain it or what this is in popular British culture. So we're just going to take you straight to ringside. As ever, shooting ringside, this time with the Canon R6 with a 24-105 lens on the front, just my workhorse lens. Working ringside, I've got free rein round the ring here at the Clapham Grand, so I can go wherever I want. It's quite low lighting conditions, and I know there's going to be quite a lot of high speed action. The lens opens up to f4, so I'm shooting as wide as possible at f4. I want to shoot at a quick shutter speed, so I'm shooting at 1/800th of a second. And to allow for that, I've opened up the ISO on the camera. Now this R6 can handle high ISOs really well, and with noise reduction software in your Lightroom, you can get some really crisp results. So I'm shooting at ISO 20,000, something I've never normally in the past gone above ISO 6400 on my Canon 5D. We tried it with this R6, we shot at the high ISO to allow us to get those fast shutter speeds, and the results are really good. And even at 20,000 ISO, we're still getting results that can be used online, that can be used for marketing, that can be used by the promoter to promote the next show. So really pleased with the R6 and the way that it handles low light. Without further ado, let's take you to ringside. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, there's Dereiss. That's really funny there from Dereiss. I'll just take you back a few frames. Yeah, so that's Dereiss. I knew that, I could tell pre-show who was really excited for Blobby and who wasn't, and I could tell for a fact that Dereiss was top of the list of most excited people to wrestle Mr Blobby in the ring. So made a beeline for him as he's reacting and doing a really good job to get us this shot of him reacting to the entrance of Mr Blobby. And yeah, I'll let you enjoy this, I think. The fans certainly were. And, it's not the quickest entrance to a ring. Quite important here. Hand up on the videographer's shoulder just so he knows where I am, so that we're working in unison, working as a team, and so there's no accidents. And yeah, that's Blobby's entrance there. Not very much like Sin Cara back in the day, getting into the ring now, I think you'll find. But he eventually makes his way into the ring, and we're capturing shots as we go through. So Blobby takes the adulation as he comes into ring. And who's going to go first? Who's going to strike first? Yep, Miller gets it. Yeah, Alexxis gets it. Moth loses her wig. There goes Crowley. There goes Miller again. And we're getting all of this high impact stuff. Oh, big flip there from the clothesline. And then it's the beatdown. Everyone beating on Mr Blobby. I take a corner here. And I know what's going to happen. I know it's going to be an explosion now. I just miss Moth. But then I get back up in time to get that big thumbs up there from Mr Blobby, which is obviously a seminal shot, I guess. Come round to the hard cam side to see Dereiss go toe to toe. And this is put the women and children to bed territory, as JR used to say. Big eye got that jab. I'm so pleased I got that jab. That's one of my favourite shots from the whole show. And then when the action starts coming my way, I sort of move. Dereiss comes over, and you see I just missed him there by moving in time. And then it's Miller time. Miller going toe to toe with Blobby. Who knows what's going to happen? We get a double bird there. to Blobby and the stunner. The stunner to Mr Blobby, obviously. Moth comes in now and we move over to another corner just to get a different angle on it. I think Blobby has a thing for Session Moth. We get the high kick there, and then as stuff was about to go down, Charles Crowley comes. Charles Crowley comes in and ruins it for everyone.
You dirty Blobby!
The evil man. What's really funny about this is they try and get Blobby out, and I'm completely the wrong side of the ring for this. What's really funny about this is that Blobby is entirely mic'd up throughout, and it's not an easy thing wrestling as Mr Blobby, I assume, or it's not an easy thing seeing Mr Blobby wrestle. No, it's not an easy thing seeing Mr Blobby wrestle, that's for sure. But it can't be an easy performance to put on, so you can just hear this sort of like gasps and heavy breathing and sounds of desperation from inside the Blobby costume. Blobby's getting ejected and he ejects himself. And Mr Blobby has been eliminated, as we can hear. Big disappointment in the crowd, I think, for that. Chance of BS from the crowd. I think they were expecting a Blobby win. Miller going through the Stone Cold repertoire there. And a big super kick to Miller's face. And a thank you Blobby chant goes up as Miller gets eliminated. After the elimination, please come back chants for Blobby. And Blobby will be back at the next show at Clapham Grand for Riot Cabaret. Get your tickets online, standing room only now. If there are any tickets left, I'm doing this video when there are tickets left. There might not be. It might be a sellout now. Get online and check it out. Working with the high ISO means that we can work at these fast shutter speeds, which means shots like that can get caught. And we can get that action and freeze it and make it look really, really dynamic and really cool. So that's the benefit of shooting, with these mirrorless cameras at these low light events. Alexxis now showing out to the camera, and we're now showing the benefit of the 24-105 lens because we can zoom in and get her there. And amongst all that, Danny Black got eliminated, and we see Crowley and Alexxis crawling over to Dereiss here, and we get that close up there, and we get the interaction. I love shooting these two. Crowley and Alexxis are a great couple, great pair to work with. Lots of good facial expressions. And just lots of good reactions to get, and that's what wrestling's all about. It's great to get the moves, but your timing has to be impeccable, and they're not always there for you, whereas expressions and showing out to the camera and showing out to the fans can always be captured, and that's what gives you real character. That's what gives you really real storytelling throughout a match. For those interested as well, we've set our camera to manual, so these settings are locked in manual mode. Occasionally when I'll sort of shoot outside the ring where the light's maybe 2 stops slower, I can open up the shutter speed to 200th of a second and then just dial it back in on the top button. But ultimately I've set it to manual so that I'm in full control of it, with a manual white balance as well, so the white balance of all the images stays the same. Dereiss there with the double clothesline. So yeah, Dereiss gets eliminated. And there's only one person who can possibly stop these two. Pair of show-offs. And that's Session Moth Martina in her Jerry Halliwell dress. She eliminates Alexxis Falcon. I'm on completely the wrong side to get that, but there is enough time for me to work my way round to the side here, where Moth and Crowley, the will they, won't they couple of Riot Cabaret, face off against each other. So we can get Crowley pointing out towards Moth there. And when the beatdown eventually happens and she gets knocked to the floor, we have this shot of him standing over her. Move round the post, trying to work out what side I want to be at, because I'm pretty sure the elimination is going to come this hard cam side. So I stay on the hard cam side. And we're waiting and we're waiting and we're waiting. It's a good thing about these independent shows is I can work the hard cam without worrying about sort of being on hard cam for a live broadcast. The elimination happens quickly into darkness, so it's difficult to get the exposure, but what I can get, most importantly, is the celebration. So we get Moth there celebrating in the ring, big slapping of the mat, and also having a hand raised by the referee. And then when she comes to celebrate, we're on a low angle underneath. We can see her, Union Jack dress and all. Get her pointing out to the crowd. Good celebration shot. She's really good at that sort of stuff, knowing where the camera is. But as part of your storytelling as well, you can zoom out with this lens again. It goes all the way out, 24 to 105 all the way through. And what we can shoot there is a sad looking Crowley, looking sad and forlorn, a beaten man. Again, I don't think Charles Crowley's ever won a wrestling match. I've never been there to see it. Not on his own anyway. Eventually Session Moth comes out to celebrate with the fans, gets a ginger spice wig back on, and it's a wide angle shot to finish off on. We're just playing with it and just getting lucky with the spotlights that are coming around, and eventually they light up the entire side of that ring there so we can see a full house. A full house with the wrestlers celebrating in front of them is a great shot for a promoter because it shows that people go to the event, it shows it's busy, it shows it's fun, it shows like it's something that you want to be a part of. And ultimately at these smaller shows you're shooting for the promoter, you're shooting to please the promoter and shooting to give them images that help them sell the next show, and showing busy shows with people having fun is a great way to market your brand to the next show. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed that look back at Riot Cabaret in London. Get your tickets online to the next show. I know it's close to being sold out. Mr Blobby's going to be there. There was a meet and greet last time. I don't know if there's going to be one this time. I'm not promising anything. I don't know. But you'll definitely get to see Mr Blobby wrestling in tag team action against Charles Crowley and Session Moth Martina. You wouldn't think that they're friends after seeing that video, would you? But they are now. They're a tag team and they do cool stuff together. If you've enjoyed this video, then you can support the channel just by subscribing and by liking and by telling someone about it. If you're a photographer and you'd like a free portfolio review, you can get one from me. Just message me, portraitofwrestler@gmail.com. And we can arrange that for you. If you want to support the channel, you can visit my store, portraitofwrestler.com/store. Purchase something on there. There's loads of signed prints, loads of books, loads of things, loads of knickknacks, loads of things you can do to support the channel. So put a little bit that way. That would be really, really helpful and really, really lovely. But simply by watching this video and giving it a like, that's enough for me. Thank you for getting involved. Thank you for supporting the channel. Get down to riotcabaret.com. The Jingle Bell Brawl is on the December the 19th, 6 days before the big man comes down your chimney. And it's I only shoot for Riot Cabaret, and they do things brilliantly. They have wonderful policies to look after everyone who performs for them. They really do look after their staff really, really well, and they put on a show that you can enjoy as a wrestling fan, but also non-wrestling fans can come and have a great night out at. It's good fun, right in the middle of London, right in Clapham. I think standing room tickets are only available for the Jingle Bell Brawl, but be a part of it. It's going to be, I can guarantee you this, it's going to be a lot of fun.